Hello and welcome back to George's Gaming Guide. Today we're doing something a little bit different for the channel, which is one of the Lego art pieces. We have done Lego art before, but it was the small ones. We had the Stormtrooper and Spider-Man. So this is really a new thing for us to do. And I think on the box it actually looks really nice. Looks a bit strange. Lots and lots of different pieces, so we'll come to that when we actually look at the final model. But the setup number for this is 31212. It is just called the Milky Way. It is an 18 plus set. Comes with 3,091 pieces and was released in May 24, although I think you could pre-order it in April 24. It does actually say on the box it's for 1 to 5 builders as well. So the assumption is there's going to be multiple books in this box. So it's we'll have a look at that once we get to the actual build. Just on the front as well, there's a soundtrack. The soundtrack is actually sort of telling you about the build as you're doing it, so it's designed for you to do it as you're building it, although it won't last as long as the build because it's going to be quite a complicated one based on the Sith art sets that we did previously. But it looks really good. So it's going to be a big old set. I mean, it's 40 centimeters by 15.5 inch in height, and then 65 centimeters and 25.5 inches in width, and it's about 5 centimeters 2 inches in depth as well. So it's a sizable set. Definitely going to have to find somewhere on the wall to put this, because I think looking at the box as well, it's something that you need to look at from a distance to really benefit from it. So on the back of the box, so you can see you've got multiple people building it. So it looks like you're building sort of 3 panel sections. I say it does look great on the wall, listening to the soundtrack that comes with it, and it looks like it's showing us where we are in the Milky Way, and then the size as you normally get on the boxes. So I think this is going to look amazing. So let's get on with the build and let's see what it looks like. So here we have the finished set, and like I said, it is a big set. I think on the screen looks amazing. I think the design of it is really picked up quite well. Sitting here next to it, it's a little bit of a strange set. I mean, before I go into the details, I've actually got a list of the different types of pieces you see in this, because it is a bit strange for the pieces you put in this set. So we have crowns, flags, flowers, whisks, hairbrushes, stalks, helmets, leaves, hearts, peaches, binoculars, forks and other things in there, and there is actually sort of a hidden gem in here which is a printed alien, so it's showing there is alien in the universe. So I think it's quite fun, but it's a strange set. It almost feels like they gave it to an AI and said, these are the bits we don't use very often, create a picture. Because it's so random, it's hard to think that someone would have actually come up with this. I say it is quite nice how it makes it sort of 3D textured, so I can understand what they've tried to do. And I think from a distance it actually looks really nice, but to build I found it wasn't the most interesting build because it just seemed too random. But saying that, as you're building it up and the details are coming together, it was okay. I say it's not a set I'd want to take apart and build again, because I didn't get that good enjoyment from it, but I think the finished set makes up for it. So that's it. I'm not going to say I'm very good at astrology or anything. So there are a couple of things on this set where they try and pick out stars and that are near us, to try and show sort of where we are within the whole Milky Way Galaxy. And we'll solve something that's a bit out of scale and in the wrong place within the galaxy. So we actually have the Gaia telescope. So the Gaia telescope, it left, I think it was 2013, and it's about 1.5 million kilometers from Earth. Well, the Milky Way is 100,000 light years across, so it's not going to be right out here already. But they just wanted to put it in an area of the picture that was easy to see, easy to pick up. So I understand why they've done that, and I do like the fact they've got the telescope on that, because that's what's building up a picture of this. apparently it's picked up over 1 billion stars already, so it's amazing what it's doing. You do have this plaque of "You are here," and there's a glow-in-the-dark piece, which is supposed to be our solar system. And then you have, around this area, you've got the Pillars of Creation, which is a sort of transparent pink sort of feather piece. Can't remember these ones. So you got the TRAPPIST-1, which is this magenta ice cream cone, which is quite close to us. The Pleiades, which is the blue crystal, again just below, in line with the TRAPPIST. And then you've got the Crab Nebula, which they have actually used a crab for. So I think that's quite good. So it's, again, I'd say I do like the way they've done this. I say you've got these whisks and everything all over the place, and there's lots and lots of hairbrushes like the one here. So it's, as I say, it's very random. But I hope you agree with me. Yeah, especially looking at it on the screen, I think it actually works really well. The one thing that's a bit strange, I thought you'd see the black hole in the middle of this. I don't know where it's supposed to be the angle it's at. You don't see it. But the black hole would be in the centre here somewhere. But there are actually no areas which would see that, so I'm not entirely sure which point it's supposed to be. As I say, it does have one glow-in-the-dark piece, which is a bit strange because when it's dark enough to see the glow-in-the-dark piece, you can't see any of the picture, so you just get a single piece. But it is nice that it represents where we are within this huge galaxy. The back of the one, it's, as I say, with most of the art sets you get. So you build up a framework of all these sort of square pieces that interlock together. The way it's done in the books, you actually have 6 books. So the first one is the frame itself. And then the other 5 books are 3 of these. So it's actually designed to split up to 5 people to do this. And in each of the books, as I say, you build up the 3 pieces. There's 2 bags for each of these pieces. So I think it works really well. As I say, I built this with George. We didn't do it at the same time, so I built the first 10 or 11, I think it was. Then George finished off the last 4. But it worked. Yeah, it was quite nice that we could actually share that building experience. And then you got a couple of the hook pieces at the top. So as I say, this will be going on the wall. And I think it's going to look great on the wall. There were, I can't remember the name of them now, but you've got these discs which have got sort of glitter effect in them. And they're like these micro galaxies that they've found, and I can't remember how many they've found now, it's about 15 I think. And you've got these set out all over the place, and that's to represent them. So again, it's another nice bit of detail. And it just shows how complex the whole galaxy is. It's, yeah. And as an art piece, I say that I don't think many of the art sets I've seen, I'm not that enamoured by them, but I think this actually works really well. And I say I can't wait to get this up on the wall. I think it's going to go at the top of the stairs, so we have a nice view of it whenever we're going up the stairs. I think you'll get the full benefit of what it looks like from there. But overall, I would recommend this. I say it's not a cheap set. It is sort of aimed towards the adult fans of Lego group. Yeah, I think kids will be okay with this, but probably not less than 9 or 10, because it is quite fiddly. I say, on the pieces, sometimes it's quite hard to see exactly where they go in the book. But overall, I think it's really nice. I mean, just to show you, let's say you do get the 6 books of it. So you get the first round, and then it builds from right to left. And then in the start of each book, for example, on this one here, it tells you about the parts that are in what you build in. So this one's got the TRAPPIST, the Pleiades, and the Crab Nebula, and where we are in the Earth, and then the Pillars of Creation. So I think that's quite nice that they've done that. So it gives you a bit of interest as you go along. And then I say each book has got a QR code at the start, which you actually scan, and that takes you to a different part of the audio book to actually tell you the bits you're building about. So that's really nice. And I think, yeah, the way they split it is good. I think it works being 3 panels on each one. So yeah, great one for building together. So I commend Lego for designing it that way. So yeah, so I don't think there's a lot more to say about this really. I say, on the screen, I mean, looking at it as I'm recording this, I think it looks amazing. And I say it looks better than it does sat next to this. And I definitely recommend it, especially if you've got room where you can actually stand back a little bit to admire this set. But yeah, if you can and if you like this, I say definitely one I'd recommend. So thank you very much for watching. I'll speak to you very soon. Really hope you enjoyed this video, as I'd love to know what you think about this set and whether you think the Lego art is a good idea from Lego. And watch out for next week's video, which is going to be my review of the Speed Champions F1 Ferrari.